What's good, y'all, man? It is your boy Sniper Kicks, and here's a special video. I go over how I helped Frank create $25,000 within 3 months with no experience reselling sneakers. Again, I've been reselling full time for the past 5 years and have done crazy things for my family. I was making $10 an hour as a basketball trainer, broke as a joke. Then I had my son. I realized I need to change things around, went into reselling and never looked back and worked extremely hard. But this is the stuff that makes me extremely happy. Seeing Frank make $25,000 his first 3 months with no experience. Check out this interview right here with Frank. And guys, I have a free live training where I want to help you for free on how to resell at a high level, giving you guys all of my secrets and what I've been able to learn these past 5 years and have done crazy amount of money. Hope you enjoy. Frank, bro, I've been proud of you, bro. Like, you've been crushing it, man. I've been just seeing what you've been doing, on whatnot. I've been seeing what you've been doing. Just in the community, you've been just crushing it. Like every day, it seems like you got a new sale. And you've been doing sneaker reselling for only like 3 months, 3 months, which is insane.
Yeah.
Most people don't accomplish what you accomplished in 3 years, and you did it in 3 months. So I really want to seek your mindset because I'm so impressed about kind of how you've been, exploding with this business and picking things up very fast with my trainings and my coachings, and you're
Yeah.
like you're taking it right away. So, that's really want to seek your mindset on how you were able to do that. But kind of give us a background of you, Frank, and like you were sneaker reselling 4 months ago. So what
Yeah.
were you doing? What were you doing before? How did you get into sneaker reselling? And then what was that process of you actually executing and then selling, and how did that feel? So I'm gonna let you kind of elaborate on that.
Yeah. So I work in the on the automotive field. I have a big background in like customer service and sales. I've always been a sneakerhead, so I've been collecting sneakers for years. Um, Started buying a pair of sneakers here and there. Like if I knew one had hype, I'd buy an extra one here and there and sell it on the side over the last like year and a half. And then in the spring this year, I said I was looking for a way to make some extra money on the side, and I'm like, let me give this a shot, you know. And I started doing some research online. I found your Discord. I found Sniper Society, got involved, and I didn't really know much about reselling at all. Everything I learned was from your Discord and just reading and reading and reading and reading and Sniper
Yeah.
Society. And I took all your advice into account, marketing materials, get a business name, get a logo, do all that stuff. And I started early and just really worked on growing initially my social media, Instagram specifically. And I started doing that just by doing a little bit of content here and there, just because I had no references, no one knew me. I wasn't
Yeah.
just going to jump on there and start selling sneakers on day one. So I had to build a little bit of a following first.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so that's how I got into it, and it just I was able to build a little bit of a following through content, and then also what really boosted my following is when I got involved with Whatnot
For
and
sure.
getting involved with the live streaming on there. So I don't have a ton of sales on Whatnot, but I have a ton of Instagram and social media activity from Whatnot, and I feel like people have trust in you when they see me. I'm a real person. They see your face
Absolutely.
on there, and that helps me build my following, which in turn helps me get a lot of sales.
Yeah, that's huge. It's like building that following and having people going directly to you to actually sell. And I see that
Yeah,
you source as well on Whatnot. And you
yeah,
source a lot of different ways, but you got to
yeah,
get sneakers to actually sell sneakers. You don't source sneakers, you
exactly.
can't sell sneakers. But like,
Yep.
how was that feeling? Because we're going to talk about some of the numbers you've been doing in 3 months, which is insane. But like, what was that feeling when you sold like your first sneaker? Like, how did you feel during that period
Yeah,
where you're like, hey, I'm going to take this as a side hustle and take it serious? Like, what was
yeah,
that feeling when sales started to roll in?
yeah. It was great. So I mean, I've sold a few pairs here and there through like StockX,
Yeah.
Alias, which was like those are kind of like nameless, faceless. You just print out
Yeah.
the logo and ship it out. My first real sale was to a local sneaker reseller. I purchased a pair of Travis Scott reverse mochas off of eBay that I got for a good deal. Posted them on Facebook Marketplace. We ended up meeting up. Cool dude. I still keep in touch with him. We follow each other on social media. I picked his brain. We were there for probably half an hour and 45 minutes. He answered all my questions. Nicest guy. We made a fair deal. And I looked at it as like that not only did I make a sale, make a little bit of money, but I also got to, meet somebody that's locally in the sneaker world and get my name out there. He shouted me out on his Instagram, and we still keep in touch. And that was my very first sale, and it was great. It was like exhilarating, and I was like, oh, maybe I can really do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I
Yeah.
think you posted that sale in the community, and it
Yeah.
was so dope, man. Just seeing that sale. It's like I'm just so impressed because you take the information, the coaching, the trainings that I give to you, and you do it right away. Like there's no lag, there's no
Yeah.
procrastination. So how do you get that mindset of just doing what I say and just going right away? Like where did you get that mindset from?
So it's twofold. So basically, everything that I've learned from you has worked. So I know what you're telling me is gonna work. So I just jump on it right away. And then the
Yeah.
second thing is just before I even met you, before I even got into sneaker reselling, I'm a hustler.
Yeah.
I'm in sales. I'm in customer service. I know how to talk to people. I know how to sell, and I know that I know how to generate income. So I know how to do all that stuff just based on my background in the automotive world. And that's one thing that I'm good at. So I can sell.
You
So
can sell. Absolutely.
yeah,
Selling is a very important thing if you want to have a business. If you don't know how to
yeah,
sell, especially when you said like there's nameless, faceless, StockX, and I have nothing
yeah,
against that. People make a lot of money with that. But when
yeah,
you can sell it yourself, number one, you don't have the fees, and number two, you start building a brand, and that holds
yeah,
more weight long term. And that's
yeah,
what you've been doing. And now your
bro.
following has exploded. And I've
Hmm.
been just seeing your content, and you've been doing a phenomenal job. So now let's talk about numbers. So 3 months, guys, 3 months
Yeah,
been reselling. So how much revenue have you created, with reselling? Because you've been selling shoes that are really expensive as well. So that's a
yeah.
whole last 3 months. Like how much revenue? Because here's the one thing about Frank. Frank is diligent with his tracking sheet.
The
He's
spreadsheet.
diligent with his numbers. And tell people like if you're not diligent with your numbers, you don't have a business. You're just
Yeah.
doing a hobby. But like how much revenue have you created in these first 3 months of reselling?
Yeah, so I started tracking at the beginning of May, right when I launched my business and got my
Yeah.
logo and all that. I also started keeping a spreadsheet. So I
Yeah.
have just a little bit over $25,000 in sales since May 1st.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome. 25,000. That's almost
yeah,
$10,000 per month,
yeah,
which is insane. I wasn't remotely there. It's crazy, Frank, because when I started reselling back in 2016, I didn't even know the difference from a Jordan 1 and a Jordan. I didn't know any of the numbers, like what's six,
yeah,
what's eight, what's like I wish I had like a fast course of like someone just telling me like how to sell on eBay,
yeah,
how to source the sneakers because it took me 2 years to really realize by 2018 I
hmm,
started to realize, okay, eBay is this. Okay, these are the different Jordans. Like 2 years of like wasted opportunity, and it's
yeah,
like $10,000 each month. Your first 3 months is insane. So, what
yeah.
is like your profit margin? How much profit have you made out of that 25K? Like, what does that look like?
So yeah, so my profit margin on average is about 28 to 29%, which is a little lower than where I want it. I want to get to like in the 30,
Yeah,
33, maybe push it to 35, and
yeah,
that's where I want to settle eventually. But sometimes I do take deals that are less profit
sure.
to generate a relationship. So
Yeah,
right now in the early stages, I feel like it's important to get my name out there, create relationships. So sometimes I'll do deals with other resellers just because I know that they're gonna shout me out on their Instagram or they're gonna mention me and
recommendation.
stuff like that. So I'm taking a little bit less on some of the sales just to create those relationships. But yeah, I'm at 28, 29% on average. I got a little over like $7,100 in profit
Wow.
off of my 25,000.
Wow, that is crazy. And here's the thing. I know a lot of resellers that their profit margins are like 12%, like
Yeah.
29%, 30%. I know I coach, minimum 33, like we want to have 1/3.
Yeah.
But here's the thing is that you're building a sustainable business that's going to be long term. So those relationships, you're taking a less money. Those are the things that are going to catapult you to the next, kind of level. So,
Yeah.
you're doing the right things. And look at the sneakers behind him, man. He got some straight heat back there. So
Yeah.
where did you source those sneakers back there? Are those personal? Are
Yeah,
those
so mix of some of them are personal, like the reverse mochas I got at Sneaker Con this past
yeah,
weekend,
for sure.
off of another cool dude. We're in touch on Instagram. The Jumpman Jacks I got from Whatnot.
Yeah.
The fragments, those are mine. They're not for sale.
For sure. They're not for
What?
sale.
Yeah, what White Thunders? I got those on drop day. I got a bunch of
Yeah.
different pairs on drop day. I sold a bunch of them already. I got a couple pairs left, but
And those
all
are
over the place. I'm all over the place with sourcing.
Man, so let's go there into sourcing because a lot of people are like, okay, how can Frank do this for 3 months and have all this success? Like,
Yeah,
if I was back in 2016 when I started reselling and I heard this, I would be extremely jealous because
yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. So, give us your systems, man. Like, Frank, what are your systems? Like, what are you doing? Like, how are you sourcing? How are you selling? Like, give us some, nitty gritty stuff of your systems of how you're able to create $25,000 worth of revenue.
So basically, as far as sourcing goes, I'm kind of everywhere. So the reselling is actually, believe it or not, a side hustle for me. I
Yeah.
still work full time in the automotive field.
Yeah.
So like I typically set aside like an hour each night or a couple of hours a few times a week, and that's when I work. So I get home from work 5, 6 o'clock, and then put the kids to bed, and then at 8, 9 o'clock, then I'm hopping on the computer and I'm on eBay, I'm on Whatnot, I'm on OfferUp, I'm on Facebook Marketplace. I'm looking everywhere to try to find inventory because if I don't have sneakers to sell, I can't make no money. So I have to find the inventory, and then I just make offers to people. I make fair offers, but I make sure my offers are in line with like where I know I can make profit on it too. So
Yeah.
I don't lowball, but I'm not paying market.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
market. You can't. You got to make
yeah,
money there. So what
yeah,
about selling? So you're sourcing. And I want to tell you guys, this is a key thing that Frank just said, is that he has a full-time job that's, he has to attend to. He has children as well. We both have children, so
yeah,
they take a lot of our time. But if you can divvy out time in your day, an hour, just an hour, just sourcing sneakers, all those different things, you can build a good side business that is making a ton of money for you. So he
yeah.
went over sourcing, phenomenal job there. But what about selling? How are you able to sell these sneakers and make that money like you've been doing?
Yeah, so basically what I do once I source, I got my sneakers, like they show up, I say what's up to the UPS guy, we're friends now. And I get them in the house, I go check all the easy places. I check Alias, I check StockX, I see what they're going for. If there's enough money to be made there, I'll list them there. So I use Alias, I use StockX, I use Facebook Marketplace, I'll list on there. I use OfferUp, eBay. I use Whatnot, not as a live stream. I will live stream, but I also use it as a marketplace. All my stuff gets listed on Whatnot as well. I've had a lot of sales through marketplace on Whatnot, and I check comparable sales. So say I get the reverse smoker, I'll go on all these platforms. I'll see what they're selling for. You can't really do that with like StockX and Alias, but like places where people set their prices, eBay, OfferUp, Facebook, I make sure my price is comparable because if they're selling for 900 everywhere and I put mine for 1100, I'm not going to get any action on that. So I make
Right,
sure my price is
right.
competitive.
Yeah.
So and then I just list them everywhere. So I try to do it as they come in because as I get a pair here or two pairs come in one day, I don't want to save them for the weekend. Now I have 10 pairs I got to list. I try to do them
Sure.
that night. That way
Inefficient.
it doesn't pile up. Because sometimes where I do that, I'm away, whatever, I get a bunch of sneakers and now I got to do 10. Then I don't want, I drag it on because I don't want to spend,
Right.
3 hours doing it. So I try to do it as they come and stay on top of
Yeah.
it because it can get out of control quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. And that's awesome, Frank, that you're starting to develop systems.
Yeah.
Okay, these you almost have routines. That's why you're so
Yep.
consistent. You have routines in your day. Okay, this is where I'm sourcing. When they're coming in, I'm already listing them. I have all my marketplaces. I'm already doing that. Already checking the price. I already do it. So you have SOPs, system of processes that you're
Yeah.
having, and that's why you have consistent sales every single day. And
Yeah.
from what I'm getting from what you're saying, you're treating this like a legitimate business. That's where you're
Oh
getting
yeah.
paid like a
Yep.
legitimate business. And I want people to take that from that because I'm extremely impressed. I haven't seen somebody that has took the information and applied it right away and having that not procrastinating that right away. So for you, Frank, like what are some of the mindsets you could give to somebody that's just starting to resell sneakers or have been reselling for a while, but hasn't really took the leap to actually have activity and action in a consistent manner? What are some of the advice and mindsets you're able to give to them regarding about to actually get and make money and make
Yeah.
significant amount of money reselling?
Yeah, so I know it's going to sound cliche, but hustle, 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 grind, grind, grind. So like I stay on it. Like you have to, so like basically like you have to set time aside, whether it's an hour a day, couple hours a day. Maybe you set aside, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to spend 2 or 3 hours on this a day. Whatever it is, you set your time aside and you make time to source. You make time to take your photos. That's huge. Make sure your
Mm.
logo is in your photos. Make sure your photos are clean, crisp, have good lighting. That's huge. And those little things you don't think are a big deal. You think you just grab your phone, snap a picture of it, and put it online, and it makes a difference because like somebody sees that, and then they see one that has good photos with the name. They got feedback. They're gonna buy from that person. So it's huge, huge, huge. And you know, take the time to list it everywhere. Put the work in, and then me, like even when I'm at work, I monitor it all day. So I'll be looking at Alias. I'll look at my listings, make sure no one's undercut me. You know, I'm looking at it all the time. Even if it takes like 2, 3 minutes at a time, I'll just look at it 2, 3 times throughout the day. Stay on top of it. You know, as an advice for somebody who's just getting into it or who's not having success, get your marketing materials, get your logo, get your business cards, get your like this logo I have made up here was $50. I got it off Etsy. I use that for all the time. I use it for my pictures. It's in the background of all my pictures. So my logo's there. People see my logo. I got a digital business card that sticks to the back of my phone. It's under my case. You can't even see it. If you tap your phone here, it brings up my Instagram right away. People can follow me immediately. So you got to get your name out there. You have to network. Networking is important. I just took a trip to New York to SneakerCon so that I can meet some of the people that I buy from on Whatnot all the time. I met them, great people, and it was fantastic. I got to network with so many people, show my face, but with my name. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
it's just important to network. The more you can network, the faster your social media will grow, and the faster that you'll be able to sell directly to people and make a name for yourself. And also, once you make sales, ask every single person that bought from you to give you a review or a reference, whether it's on eBay, like on Instagram. I have a reference post. So it's literally a post where people will put in the comments a reference. So I bought from this guy, you know, it was a great smooth transaction, whatever they say. So I've been doing this since like the beginning of May, and I got almost 30 references on there already just from people. That's just on Instagram. I got eBay references, I got Whatnot references, and it's just like I always ask for the reference because I make sure that the transaction is smooth. I negotiate fairly, I ship fast, I make it so they can't give me a bad reference. Yeah.
Wow. That was a master class right there. That even better teaching than myself. But Frank, man, it's phenomenal, man. Just kind of your journey, and I see you, scaling out to six figures with reselling. The pace that you're in, 3 months reselling seriously,
Yeah.
25,000 worth of revenue. And guess what? You can't wait till Q4. You are going to make a boatload of money in
I
December.
hope so. I hope so.
But no, for sure, a boatload of money in December. But I'm
Yeah.
so glad, you being like a testimony of somebody that actually has done the things and got the results. Because sneaker reselling, man, you don't have all those barriers. Like if you want to get into real estate or you want to get into trading, like there's a lot of different things and barriers that come with it. Sneaker reselling is simple. But you
Yeah.
got to do the work. You got to carve out the time. You got to realize, like, hey, let me take advantage of this opportunity and take it seriously. It doesn't take a lot of time. Frank just said it takes him an hour or hour and a half a day. He works a full-time job with kids, but he's able to prioritize and be consistent. And that's why he has the results that he has. So appreciate you, Frank, man. If you're watching this video, make sure you follow Frank, man. Frank, give everybody your IG.
IG is at Fresh Kicks by Frank. At Fresh Kicks by Frank. That's my business name, Fresh Kicks by Frank. So you can follow me on there. Also, Whatnot, same name. Just follow me everywhere and stay tuned on my page. I have new inventory popping up all the time. And if I don't have what you want, reach out to me. I source also. I can get you anything. I have access to just about everything.
Man, hold on. Let's do this. How do
Yeah.
you have access to everything? I'm guessing it's your networking, right?
Just from networking. I can get them through avenues that I've created over the last 3 months. So I can always find whatever somebody's looking for the most part. I mean, some of the crazy stuff might be harder to find, but of
Yeah, man, Frank, appreciate you, man.
course,
Looking
man. I
forward to hearing your
appreciate you.
success and to continue to see your wins, in the community and, keep crushing it, brother.
All right. Thanks so much, man. Thanks for having me on and thanks for interviewing me. I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Absolutely, brother. Anytime, man. Frank, let's go. Yes, sir.
All right. Absolutely. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, sir. So, guys, really do appreciate you guys for watching this video. Again, guys, make sure you're at that free live training. It is going to be phenomenal. Spots are almost filled up. Link is in the description right now. So make sure you are there. You do not want to regret it. This can start changing things for yourself, for your life, and create additional streams of income and learn from an expert for free. Make sure you go there. You already know. Sniper Peaks out. Peace.